Friggin' what up, dude? Strider Wilson, and I'm the host of this podcast that's mine. Going to be called History is Dank. History is Dank with Strider Wilson. Dankest from the
Frickin' what up, dude? Welcome back to another ep of History is Dank, dude. I'm your host, Strider Wilson. Dude, what up, dude? We got frickin' Aaron on the sticks, just beasting it over there. The operator, dude. What up, Aaron?
What up?
Dude, just frickin' chilling right now, dude. Dude, went to the frickin' dog park, dude. Do you go to, your dog's a little bit older now. Do you cruise to the dog park still, or are you posting up at home just chilling?
Every now and again. He just kind of walks around the perimeter, doesn't really interact.
Nice. I mean, you get savages. I've talked about this before. There's dudes that look like Gimli and long shorts that just, their dog is always aggressive, and then they go, dude, that's how my dog plays. And it's like unbelievable dealing with the personalities. But I could tell you I had a positive, dank-ass dog park experience the other day, just posting up in some shade, sipping some coffee, watching my dog run around, dude. And, you know, he just gets humped. He likes to get humped, which is nice. So I like to say that he's a nice bottom. You know, maybe he takes after me, his father did. I'm a finesse bottom. It's my lovemaking style, which is also something, Aaron, we were talking about in the last pod of, you know, these vicious middle schoolers who are vaping and bullying me, and I give them money. But, you know, what I tell them now is I go, I've boned. And then they go, what? So I call them, you little fucking virgins, is what I say.
Yep.
I like to say that to them. I go, you little fucking virgins. And then they go, what? And they can't handle that. And it's nice. So I have to fight fire with fire, which I don't want to, but you know, sometimes you got to be a little bit vicious. You got to drop the hammer sometimes. And that's how I drop it. It's like when they tabletopped me outside the supermarket, I got tabletopped by two kids with spiked haircuts. And then I got up and I was like, oh, my back, you fucking virgins. And they were like, whoa. And they didn't know what to do.
You got to do it. I was on a field trip late in high school to LA to see a show taping. Mm-hmm. And some kid who I actually knew, I knew his brothers, was trying to talk a little shit. I was just like, are you old enough to drive?
That's what I'm talking about, dude. You got to get him like that.
Calm down.
You got to get him like that, dude. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, do your mom, you got to ask him, hey, do you have to ask your mom permission to be out right now? Hey, kid, isn't it past your curfew? See, those type of zingers exist for a reason. That's important to have that. Because you got to nail these kids somehow, you know? And I can't be always carrying a knife on me.
Yeah.
Although maybe I could. Maybe that's part of my style. Look, I'm always preaching having a dank style here, and I love the cowboy aesthetic. Maybe just a nice big-ass Crocodile Dundee knife exposed on your hip might, you know, with a good alligator, you know, maybe a faux, you know, we're in LA, faux alligator skin case, and just have that, and just be wearing some cargo shorts and, you know, high postman style socks, and just be cruising around with your knife.
I like the thought of it, a high postman style socks, and it's strapped to your ankle.
Great call, like a scuba style. And then you should also have smoke grenades with you, like, or little smoke bombs that you would buy like at a magic shop, you know?
Sure.
That'd be sick. And then you could just, if the middle schoolers come up to you, you throw the smoke bomb down, and then you disappear in dust like freaking straight up Mr. Miyagi. That'd be sick.
Yeah.
Then I get into my hybrid car and drive away in silence. Anyway, quick pro tip right there. But today, we're going to be having a dank off.
Oh, no.
Aaron, this is our first dank off of 2020 deuce.
Oh, boy.
Okay, I'm fired up for it. We've done dank off Olympic events. We've done, you know, ancient wonders versus modern wonders. Now, we're doing a dank off natural wonders of the world. But before we get into that, I want to tell you a little bit about Haver Supply, dude, who's bringing you this episode today, my boy Brad, dude. And honestly, talking about natural wonders today plays perfectly into, because I would be rocking my Haver lid to a lot of these places that we're going to be talking about today, dude. I've got my OG patch on right now, dude, my navy blue, dude, feeling good. This is my go-to lid, keep it in my car, dude. It's what I wear when I'm on the move, you know what I'm saying, dude? Honestly, dude, and I get more respect wearing this, dude. Now that, you know, talking about middle schoolers bullying me and punking me and tabletopping me, dude, I got to tell you, I've never had that happen to me when I'm in my Haver lid. It's just, it commands respect, dude. It's legit. It's all about this, you know, it's vintage, it's bespoke, it's small batch. So you got to go to cruise to haversupply.com, dude. Check out their orders and scoop up your lid when it's available because they go quick, dude. And for listeners, you get 20% off your order with code DANK at checkout. Go to haversupply.com and enter code DANK at checkout for 20% off. That's haversupply.com, code DANK for 20% off at checkout. Treat yourself, dude. So, dude, we're talking natural wonders of the world. We got 7 of them. I wonder why they do that number 7, dude. Maybe the dude that did it had a 7-inch hog, and he's like, I want one wonder for every inch of my penis. Maybe that's how he did it. Maybe not. Maybe that's just me being an absolute pervert. Maybe that's just me being an absolute pervert. It's my pervert laugh, dude. So we're going to cruise through these in no particular order. I want to be unbiased, and Aaron, then we're going to talk about, at the end, we can each come up with, we got to pick our number 1 dankest.
Sure.
Okay, dankest. Now, what are the parameters for dankness? So I think it's got to be legit. It's got to be a place where you could chill, maybe hook up. Accessible. I mean, time of year, can I pull my shirt off there? You know, can me and my GF, you know, enjoy each other's company out there in the elements? You know, is it going to cost me an arm and a leg to get there? And how fucking stoked am I going to be when I look at it, take it in, breathe it in? You know, those are sort of the parameters. Am I missing anything there, Aaron, for a natural wonder?
No, I think you got it. I think that's, yeah, how fucking stoked are you going to be there?
Yeah. When I get there, how immediately stoked am I, and how long is that stoke lasting? You know? And is anything impeding upon that stoke when I'm there? So that's what we're talking about when we got our 7 natural wonders of the world. So let's cruise through this list. We're going to have some fun. We're going to learn about them. I didn't even know that there was natural wonders, dude. I just found this out, dude. You know, just cruising, doing some research, posting up, dude. Just friggin' chilling in my friggin' desk area, stroking my dog, dude. Just hanging out, dude. Also previously stroking my dog, but not at the same time. All right, dude. First one, you've definitely heard of it. Northern Lights, the Aurora Borealis. Okay. For anyone that's not familiar, those are like the green shimmering lights up in the, north, like straight up. The best place to see it is like Norway, Sweden, Finland, Iceland. You can also see it the far north in Canada sometimes, and Alaska. And fun fact, looking this up, there is actually a Southern Lights down in Antarctica, but you're not going to want to cruise down there. And these things are dank, dude. They're rooted, and you know this. You know I love Vikings. I'll bring this into anything. Norse legend, because I mentioned this is up in Iceland, Norway, you know, the Danes, these are your Norsemen up there. Norse legend suggests that perhaps these are Valkyries, dude. It's a reflection of the shields of the Valkyries, and Valkyries came down and would bring fallen soldiers up to the heavens, dude. Female, legit, jacked female warriors would choose which of the fallen would gain entry to Valhalla. So if you fought bravely, you'd gain entry to Valhalla. So it's saying that those Northern Lights is a reflection of their shields, dude. And they sort of show up to the naked eye as a pulsating green ribbon of light. The Norse said it served as an archway into Valhalla, perhaps. You know, another Norse legend, another one says that it's the reflection of the shields. But the Aurora display is actually a distortion in the Earth's magnetic field, dude. So basically, it's when solar wind reaches the Earth, it causes a distortion in the magnetic field. Most of the charged particles are deflected away, but some make it into the atmosphere close to the 2 magnetic poles. So, like I said, there's a Southern Lights and a Northern Lights. And this collision of charged particles and these gases in our atmosphere cause the lights to release photon energy, photon energy, so you can see it. And according to Norway's UIT, which fucking, I don't know what that stands for, but it sounds legit as hell, dude. Sounds like a UTI in reverse. And these lights are generally found between 90 kilometers and 130 kilometers above ground level, although they appear to be like up in the heavens to the naked eye. But that's actually pretty far up. 90 kilometers, 130 kilometers is pretty far up. Anyway, like I mentioned, they have that in Antarctica too. It's called the Aurora Australis, but that is not on our dank off list. Only the Northern Lights, the Aurora Borealis. You
get to keep that one, penguins.
Yeah, dude, you get an emperor penguin just posting up, shivering, just standing on some eggs, just hanging out, huddling together. I do love that penguins huddle up, dude. It's pretty sick, having each other's back, staying warm. So, I mean, for me, and look, I don't want to be biased on the list. I'm like, that's tight. I think I would be immediately stoked seeing the Aurora Borealis, but I might get unstoked pretty quick. I'd see it. I'd go tight. I'm pretty cold. Let's go in and sip some hot cocoa together or something, you know? Mm-hmm. Or find like maybe one of those hot springs that are up in Iceland somewhere, which could be sick. So that's also stoke inducing. So I don't know. How stoked are you on them right now, Aaron?
Yeah, I think it might be pretty fleeting. Yes.
And it's tough. It's tough to go first, you know. The Aurora Borealis it starts with an A, maybe that's why I chose it. But it's leading off. And so right now we have 6 other options, so we're not going to go ahead and cash in right now. You know what I mean?
We have FOMO.
Yeah, we've got FOMO, but so let's see what we've got and we might circle back. Cruising. The next one. You've heard of it. You know of it. The Grand Canyon. It is the canyon to which all other canyons are compared. And it's dope, dude. You know, there's fun fact, we're missing 950 million years worth of rock. So what's great about the Grand Canyon is, you know, you have your archaeological periods, your Paleolithic periods, if you will, and you can literally look down at the layers of rock in the canyon and carbon date shit and study what was going on. It's how they compare rock sediments to civilizations found to stuff at the Grand Canyon, and they can go, oh, this civilization existed between this time. But there is a great unconformity, is what it's called, in which 250 million year old rock strata lies back to back with 1.2 billion year old rocks. So what happened during the hundreds of millions of years between those is a mystery.
That's clearly when the Transformers battled and they landed and fell and made the canyon.
That's a great call. Yeah. Aaron, that's absolutely 100% correct. And
I think it's clear. It's clear and it's obvious.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I like that you solved the mystery right now. And I was going to say that mystery is tantalizing and is dank. And I'll tell you, I've been to the Grand Canyon, and I got to tell you, it's immediately stoke-inducing. The southern tip is the most commonly visited portion. That's where I was. It's by Flagstaff, which is sick. Has a legit bar scene. You can sip some nice IPAs. You can kind of ski around this certain time of year around there. It's got an old Western vibe, and you know I love an old Western vibe. We could definitely rock your knife. No one would bat an eye if you had a knife at the Grand Canyon, dude.
No.
That'd be sick. So I like that you can bring a knife. You can just hang out. You look down. You can, you know, it's got vast temperature changes from because it's so fucking big and deep. Like basically Joe Morisi's hog plopped down and created it. That was one of my theories. But I like your Transformer theory because Joe Morisi is living now. So just, you know, time-wise doesn't line up. Although if Joe Morisi did plop his cock out, he could create another canyon. So basically what I'm saying is you can't hike it in the same day, and there's a lot of warning signs, and a lot of schmoll hikers will have to get rescued. And the staff there is like, dude, we don't want to rescue you, bro. You imagine that, getting rescued by someone saving your life, and then they're in a bad mood. You're all connected and bonded to that ranger, and they're just like, you're an idiot, dude.
Yeah, I fully imagine that.
That's what happened.
I imagine I would be that guy if I was rescuing them.
Yeah, same here. I'd be like, bro, did you not read the signs? Then go, oh, what?
You stupid amateurs.
Exactly, dude. Freaking amateurs, bro. Calling someone an amateur? Maybe I got to call middle schools amateurs. You amateurs? It's not how you tabletop someone. Wasn't even that clean. I didn't even snap my wrist. Amateurs. I yelled at them. I go, I don't have health insurance. They go, pooh. Call me the P word again. There's a small population of people, you know, you hear about nature and stuff. There's a wide variety of mammals and reptiles that live in there. But there's also a small Native American population in there. The Asupai Village, located at the base of the Grand Canyon, within the Havasupai Reservation. It's inaccessible by road with a population of just 208 people, according to when I read this fact. Maybe it's grown or become lesser depending on boning that's taking place. And it's the most remote community in the lower 48 states, not including Alaska, right? And it's the only place where mail is delivered by pack mule, which is sick. So that could get me stoked if I saw that. So basically right now, I got to tell you, the Grand Canyon, you know, having that mystery, though you solved it today, Aaron, with the Transformers. And The fact that the Flagstaff's got a sick ass bar scene, so I can see a little bit of nature, but at the same time cruise in and give myself a little bit of nurture with an IPA is pretty sick for me. So Grand Canyon's up there on the list. It's accessible. Can drive there in a day from Cali, which I like. And I've been there with my fiance.
It's 8 hours. It's a hike.
Yeah, you're definitely going there, and you are posting up and then seeing the canyon the next day. Seeing it all in one day is too much. You got to leave it like the middle. You got to be an absolute savage. You got to be on amphetamines to do something like that, which you can probably purchase amphetamines not too far out from the Grand Canyon. Probably find a lot of that. All right, here's our next one. Just cruising along. I'm probably going to say it wrong. Paricutin. 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 Do you know what this is, Aaron? Have you ever heard of this?
No.
So imagine you're just posted up farming and shit on February 20th, 1943, dude. And you're in Mexico, because that's where this is located. And you observe a small crack in your cornfield. And then the fucking ground starts to shake and become hot. And you go, what? And then 1 month later, a column of volcanic ash begins to emerge from the crack, and the volcano cone begins to rise before the eyes of the villagers of Paricutin, because it was a volcano that literally formed in 1943. So that's why it makes it. We literally got to witness with our own modern eyes the formation of a volcano, which basically every other volcano already existed or is dormant and maybe erupts and becomes active here and there. Like you see an eruption like Mount McKinley in Washington, like that's gnarly. But we literally watched a volcano rise up from out of the ground in the Michoacan, saying that wrong, state of Mexico. So it's a cinder cone volcano. Basically imagine a mountain, and then that's like the peak has been removed, and then there's like a cone. So you can sort of imagine that with your mind's eye. And it becomes one of the 7 natural wonders of the world, because it's perhaps the most famous, even though I never heard of it, volcanoes in the world. And it's part of a volcanic system, not as big as Yellowstone, but the fact that it formed so recently, and it's not considered active right now. It's dormant, but it's gnarly, dude. Its name is given by the state Michoacan, was given by the Aztecs. It means place of those who have fish, which is sick. I mean, imagine you could make some dank ass fish tacos, and they've been doing it for centuries. So that's tight. It's part of the Sierra del Sur and the Trans-Mexican mountain range and the Trans-Mexican volcanic range. There are more than 80 volcanoes, including Pico de Ticataro, Patamban, and Paricutin, which we just mentioned. So it's friggin' gnarly, dude. So it makes the list because we got to witness the formation of it. It last erupted in like 1952, shortly after it was coined a natural wonder of the world. So basically witnessing this rapid formation. It's 12 miles round trip around the volcano. If you want to do that, you can do it by horseback riding or hike. You can walk through like old lava fields, which is sick. So I think this would be pretty stoke inducing to cruise by a volcano. Get on a horse. I think it's somewhere I could also bring my knife. Could also wear cargo shorts without feeling shame. And it sounds dope. And you know the eats are going to be good because you're in Mexico. Would you be stoked to cruise there?
Yeah, I feel like I'd be more stoked to have witnessed it, but yeah.
If you were there to witness it, you would have...
12 miles around.
It's a pretty good hike.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. It's a freaking almost a half a marathon.
To see this thing come out of nowhere. Just a crack in the ground.
Just a crack in the ground, then emerges, dude.
Wow.
Gnarly, dude. If you would have been there in 1952 and you know, from 43 in that era, you would have seen pyroclastic material, also known as ejecta, which, you know, of course, because I'm a pervert.
That's what I say when I come.
That's exactly what I say. I say, careful, pyroclastic material.
No, I go, ejecta.
Yeah. My safe word's Paricutin. So basically, dude, this is like, it's basically land forming material. It's how land is created. You watching land be created, which is so tight.
Is this place on the coast?
No, it's more inland. It's by a big lake, though.
That's crazy.
It's by a lake. That's tight. Next one, speaking of lakes, cruising right along. You've heard of it. You know of it. Victoria Falls.
Yeah.
Located in Africa along the borders of Zambia and Zimbabwe. It's part of the Zambezi. It runs off from the Zambezi River.
Zambezi.
Yeah, Zambezi. Thank you, dude. I say shit wrong, dude. Aaron's a beast. It's also known as, I'm saying this wrong, Mosi Oa Tunya, the smoke that thunders. Because it's such a big ass waterfall that when the water splashes down, it fucking creates this gnarly ass spray. It's constantly raining there. It's 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Because of that mist, the vegetation and everything below that's very lush, bro. It's lush, and it's as if it's always raining year round, never stops, bro. So it's a 1.5 kilometer wide. It's got a 100-meter vertical chasm, dude. I don't know what a chasm is, but it sounds dope.
Chasm.
Yep, chasm. Thank you, dude. What is that?
It's like a crack a crack that maybe you can climb into.
Sick. You can go up to something which is very stoke-inducing. What's it called, dude? It's called the death pool or something like that. And because at the very tip of the waterfall, the rock formation at one portion of it has it sends the current backwards, so you won't get swept over. And so people can go up and you can literally just post up right at the tip of the waterfall, which would be very stoke inducing. You got to imagine after you do that, after you go to the tip of that waterfall, you're going to be playing just the tip with whoever you're there with. It's going to be so Victoria Falls for me is very high up on the list for that reason. You can also take it in a helicopter tour, which I don't know if I can bring my knife, but the idea of having a knife in a helicopter feels very awesome. It feels very elite. It feels very powerful.
Yeah.
I would like to have that. So it's super, super sick. Best time to visit is November through early April. That's the worst time actually, because that's the rainy season. It's going to be too gnarly. But immediately after this, when the volume of water coming off the falls is still immense and the weather is nice, you can get some good intake there. So it's freaking sick as hell, dude. It's twice the height of Niagara Falls if you've ever been there, and I hear that's pretty gnarly. It's the biggest curtain of water in the world, dude. So,
and Niagara freezes at some point.
Yeah.
It stops.
That'd be cool to look at that, though.
Yeah.
But, yeah, you got to cruise to Victoria Falls, bro. Sounds sick as hell. Next one, Mount Everest.
Ooh.
Now, I'm going to give Mount Everest a little bit of hate right now, dude. Look, it's not even the most difficult mountain to climb. It is the highest elevation in the world, but going there is inaccessible. I'm not going to put on an oxygen pack. I'm not going to do that hike, even though they say, oh, you can go there and go to the base and still check it out, and it's cool. Nah, dude, I'm not going to go that far to half-ass it. And then all these small hikers, dude, are just littering, dude. If you heard about it, it's like...
Mm-hmm. It's littered with their bodies, too.
Yeah, littered with bodies and debris and stuff. And so the Sherpas will go up there and try to clean stuff up. And then also these Sherpas are gnarly, legit beasts who guide people up there and go up there and make it so that British dudes can go and take all the credit for it. Yeah, although it is gnarly that they do it, but
I don't want to be one of those dudes. I don't want to be a guy who's has a Sherpa that's done it 1,000 times. It's you're the star.
That's what I mean, dude. This dude who's a beast who's done it 1 billion times is a legend, not the dude who's I went and I did it. And then, you have great quotes of why do it? Because it's there. And I get it. But, taking the human experience away from it, which I was just, saying everyone's schmoles, it is an amazing feat, and it is an amazing peak, and it is gnarly. So it's known as the peak of heaven. The Tibetan name Chomolungma means goddess mother of the world or goddess of the valley. The Sanskrit name Sagmartha means literally peak of heavens. It's the highest point on Earth's surface. So it's pretty sick, dude. It's pretty sick. I imagine if you get up there's some cool views, but you can't stay that long. I don't know. It's dope. You got to respect it. It raises a little bit every year. You know, it's a great display of what plate tectonics are capable of. Plays into that theory. And so it's got to be pretty gnarly. But cruising right along, dude. We've got the Great Barrier Reef. The world's largest coral reef. It's all living. It's dope. Includes over 900 islands, roughly 3,000 separate reefs, and sustains a diverse ecosystem, dude. It's the only living structure or creature that can be seen from space because it's all alive. Like, you know, you can't see a dude. You can probably see Maurice's hog if he's popping wood, but you can see the Great Barrier Reef from space. It's a third of the world's coral is located right there. It's in Australia. Australia's pretty sick, dude. I like the lifestyle. People down there, they're posting up, dude. 1,500 species of fish, 215 birds, dude. 3,000 species of mollusks, dude. I don't fucking even know what a mollusk is, but I'll look at one through my snorkel goggles, dude. It's got 6 of the world's 7 species of marine turtles, dude. Those are the coolest characters in Finding Nemo. I'd like to go see those things, dude. It's got 30 species of whales and dolphins who bone for pleasure. That's tight. It's just sick as hell, dude. It's sick to snorkel. You can scuba there, dude. Also, there's a coral spawning event that you can witness where it's basically all the coral jizzes in the water. So you're swimming in coral jizz. So that's pretty gnarly. And the pervert in me likes that. It's great fertilization. It's what it could be called. It's not called that, but I'm going to coin that term right now. When coral jizzes at the Great Barrier Reef, it's called great fertilization. And it's just synchronized reproduction in nature. And synchronized reproduction is the goal of every couple, you know, to simultaneous. And so I think that's a beautiful thing that you could do at the Great Barrier Reef, which would bring me great stoke. I think it's one of the places where my stoke would be most long lasting, you know. So it's high up there for me, Aaron. High up there for me. How high up is it there for you?
I mean, I want to go to Australia for sure, but the reef itself is not. I don't dig snorkeling really. So,
dude, snorkeling's pretty sick.
I did it. I almost threw up. I didn't like it.
See, I'll never scuba for that reason. I know I'll throw up, and I don't want to get certified. I don't want to go to class to have to relax, dude. I want to just go and snorkel and post up and dive down.
Have you seen those weird, like, they're like almost like underwater bike thingies?
Yes, like they use in The Rock.
Where there's a
Navy SEALs use that shit.
There's a big air bubble that you kind of go in and then you go down.
No, I've not seen that.
I'd do that.
That'd be tight. That'd be pretty tight.
Get mistaken for like the world's largest seahorse, but that's fine.
I think seahorses are monogamous. Seahorse, interesting looking animal, dude. Mm-hmm. That's an alien, bro.
For sure.
It's an alien. All right, coming up to our last one. Could you guess it?
Isn't there a big like waterfall in South America too?
It's not a waterfall, but it is in South America. Like you could think like you could go like, oh, the whole Amazon. Like I'm surprised that's not there. Maybe it's just too broad, but no, this is in South America. You definitely know. You've definitely seen it.
And natural.
This one's yes, it's the natural elements, but there is an unnatural element to it.
Machu Picchu.
No.
No.
The harbor at Rio de Janeiro, also known as Guanabara Bay. It's a natural occurring harbor. It occurred just because of also plate tectonics and like rocks falling into the Atlantic and shit, dude. The Tamoio people, who were the original inhabitants of the area, named the bay Guanabara. The name means arm of the sea. And it's surrounded by granite mountains and pinnacles and Sugarloaf Mountain, Corcovado Peak, and the Tuaca Hills. It was created, erosion. Freaking erosion, dude. Powerful force, dude. So those granite monoliths are what really make it such a wonder. Darwin cruised there and he was like, dude, it doesn't seem real. It seems fake. He just like posted up and stared at it. Probably freaking just enjoyed himself looking at it. And then, it's got that Christ the Redeemer statue overlooking it. That's what I was going to say. It has like part of that, which was on our list of new wonders of the world. But this harbor, which, it's something that I might just have to go see because it's got a new wonder that man made, and then it's a natural wonder as well. So it's got to be pretty stoke inducing. Also, it's right by there, you know, Ipanema. You can just cruise down to the beach, dude, and post up. You know, you're going to get a good bronze, dude. You know, you're going to get some good freaking buzz on, some dank-ass local beverages. So, it's got a ton of islands in there, dude, 130 of them that you can just post up and party on probably, dude. I think that's where Bella and Edward Cullen go to bone in one of the Twilight series, which is pretty sick. So yeah, it's dope, dude. It's dope. So I think this harbor is pretty high up there on the stoke-inducing list for me. So just to recap real quick, before we make our decisions, Aaron, I'm going to remind you, you got the Northern Lights, Aurora Borealis, you got the Grand Canyon, Paracutin, you got still cruising. Victoria Falls, you got Mount Everest, you got the Great Barrier Reef, and the harbor of Rio de Janeiro. Okay, so keep those in mind. Okay. And before we choose our dankest one, I want to remind you that today's episode is brought to you by Haver Supply, dude. I got the OG patch lid. You know I'm wearing it, dude. You know I basically wear it to sleep, dude. I'll put a beanie on, then my hat over it. That's how much I love it, dude, if the temperature's not legit, dude. But I'm always wearing this thing, dude. It's just legit, dude. I mean, when I go home, even as an adult, my older brother does like to practice wrestling moves on me. But when I got my Haver Supply hat on, he looks at me, he's respected, makes my traps look legit, dude. It makes my delts look legit. And it's just really accentuating. So he doesn't even practice wrestling moves on me anymore. He'll try to Boston Tea Crab me every holiday so he can go friggin' Boston Tea Crab himself, dude. And honestly, dude, you could travel anywhere. You could travel at any freaking natural wonder in this thing, because that's what this Haver Supply does. It's the brand tailored to the adventurer, surfer, wanderer, and traveler that exists in all of us. And it's, you know, it's bespoke, dude. It's small batch stuff. So you're going to be unique in it. You're going to be legit in it, and you're going to be absolutely stoked in it. And it's just something that you can cruise out. You're thinking, I'm going to go get active. I'm going to go travel, weekend trip, week trip with your freaking dank fiance, with the boys, whoever it is, even if you're just golfing, dude. Put on the lid, dude. Feel freaking good, dude, and enjoy yourself hiking, dude. Just having a nice IPA after your hike with the crew, dude. Turn it backwards and just hang out and chill, bro. So I'm loving it. I wear it walking the dog, doing my stuff, dude. Like I said, it's always in my car. It's my on-the-go hat, dude. So fired up on it, dude. Scoop yours up today, because like I mentioned, dude, small batch, bro. They're always putting out and churning out new stuff, and I got my OG patch, and I'm fired up on that, dude. So for listeners, you can get 20% off your order with code DANK at checkout. Go to haversupply.com and enter code DANK at checkout for 20% off. That's haversupply.com, code DANK for 20% off at checkout. Treat yourself, dude. You can practice wrestling moves in it too. So you can, you know, pin my brother. I've pinned my dad in this hat, and it felt nice. I turned it backwards, didn't even fall off. All right, dude. What are you thinking, Aaron? I'm torn, but I've got mine, and you might be able to guess it.
Are we going to do them in a bracket, or?
I mean, we can list we can list them off in order of what you like the most, but I'm just thinking dank off. So what's the dankest, dude? Number one, dude. What's your number one, dude? Think about it. Where are you going to go? You're going to get the most stoked, dude. You're going to have your wife with you, dude. What are you going to want to show your child, dude? Or maybe the kid stays home and it's just a you and your wife enjoy trip. You know what I'm saying, dude?
Not Everest.
No, that's last for me. It's last. It's last. It's fucking dead last.
It's too cold. I mean,
too cold. Do not want to hike. And I don't want an oxygen tank.
Yeah, I mean, even
it almost
ride a helicopter by it. Oh, there it is.
Yep. It almost takes the Great Barrier Reef down for me, because I have to get an O2 tank and scuba and take a class, but I can snorkel, and that jizzing event is pretty cool with the coral. Seeing coral jizz would be nice. Is Paracutin just another mountain?
It kind of feels that way.
Is it another mountain? And aren't there places like Cabo where I'd rather be posting up in Mexico?
Yeah, I think so.
Look, it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be gorgeous. I've never been there. Can't knock it till I try it. So working our way from bottom to top, it might go Everest, then maybe Paracutin, then maybe Great Barrier Reef for me. Is this adding up for you, Aaron?
Yeah, I can go with that.
This is adding up for me. Okay. Then after that, it might be the Northern Lights. It's cold.
Where are we at in terms of numbers?
That'd be 4.
No, that ranks higher for me. I think.
Okay. So then we're still dealing with Victoria Falls. We still have the harbor of Rio de Janeiro in contention here. We have the Grand Canyon.
I mean, obviously it'd be dank to go to Brazil, but this doesn't feel like it belongs.
It does feel like a stretch. It must just really be awe-inspiring. Those monoliths just must really be dank. And I was looking at photos of it. It's pretty sick.
Yeah, so did I. But it's just like, I don't know. It doesn't feel like this grand thing. It just feels like, oh, it's just that's the way the land is.
What if I told you there was coral kind of by there and you might be able to see that coral jizz?
Nah, I mean, I'm more sold by like sitting on the beach and seeing all the ladies pass by.
Could do that.
I mean,
there's a harbor. You could go to one of those islands. There's 130 islands in there.
All that, but again, it just doesn't feel like this fits. Like,
okay. So you're going.
There's a lot of people involved, really.
All right. So we're from working backwards. Number 7, Everest, Paracutin.
Mm-hmm.
Then we had, what did we have after that?
Great Barrier Reef.
Then we had Harbor of Rio de Janeiro. Okay. So those are our bottom 4. Now we're entering top 3. So let's be positive here. Stoke inducing. Mm-hmm. This is number 3. This is our top 3. What we have in contention right now is we have the Grand Canyon, we have the Northern Lights, and we have Victoria Falls.
For 3, I'm going to say Grand Canyon.
I agree. It's accessible. I've been there. It is cool. It is freaking sick as hell. You can do some dank hikes, but it just doesn't seem as spectacular, even though it is spectacular.
I haven't been there since I was a kid, and I've thought about going and just been like, nah.
Yeah.
I've been to Flagstaff, and I was like, how much? It's another hour and a half? Nah.
Flagstaff's sick. That's some sick IPAs.
We went to Flagstaff, yeah.
Sick.
But
beyond, and it's top 3.
Beyond that,
yeah, and it's still top 3. So we're not giving it hate. We're loving it.
I always look out of a plane window to see it,
Yeah,
but I never.
That's true. Your captain does tell you to look at it, and that's always nice. And I've never seen it when I looked out the window. I've always
lived in
looked
California
at the wing.
35 years, and I've never just gone there.
Yeah,
it's always.
I did it on a trip driving.
Away.
Yeah, I did it driving back from Chicago to LA. Other than that, I've never been. Okay, so we got Grand Canyon. Then, all right. So number 2. Are we going Victoria Falls, or are we going Northern Lights? Northern Lights, baby. We thought we were going to write this off.
I know.
We thought we were going to write it off.
Yeah, I'm kind of feeling the idea of like laying in a hot spring in Iceland, and then
it's cool.
It's cold out, but you're in warm water.
Yeah,
and then you're seeing the Northern Lights.
That'd be tight.
I think that's it for me. I think that's number 1.
Okay, and then Victoria. Okay, baby, look at that. Look at us. We would have been. All right, I'm picking up what you're putting down, Aaron. I'm picking up what you're putting down. I'm full circle. I gotta tell you, I love going to the hot springs. I love a jacuzzi when it's cold out. It's one of my favorite sensations.
Yep.
Besides busting,
yep.
and you can bust in that environment. So that's awesome. So I'm fired up, dude. I think Northern Lights is sick. I'd like to look at that. I would be stoked on that. And this isn't to say I wouldn't be stoked on any of these other things. It's just I'd be most stoked Northern Lights. So we're going Northern Lights, Victoria Falls, Grand Canyon. Then we've got, what was it?
The harbor.
The harbor, then the Great Barrier Reef, then Paracutin, and then Mount Everest. Boom, that's our list. I love it. That's a dank off, baby. Yeah. That's a dank off, baby. There we go. All right, let's do a few cues, then bone out. Strider, dude, I pound espresso every day on the way to work to get fired up like three, baby. I get there at the crack of 10 a.m. ready to rock and roll. It's not that early, but okay. HR called me and said, people in the office notice I sweat a lot. What the fuck? I'm a beast looking to cash checks and break necks. I work at a day spa, front desk. I fucking check people in to relax. I guess my vibe isn't relaxed enough. IDK, dude. How do I tell HR to tell my coworkers they should be lucky I'm fired up and ready to rock? Tim.
I don't know what the IDK is for. I think it's the 3 espressos.
Yeah.
We're making you so jacked.
Yeah. I think I can feel how fired up he is in this email.
Yeah.
I mean, bro, it's a day spa. I think you got to have, and look, working at valet, parking tips, scoring fucking park and whip, scoring fat tips, excuse me. You got to sort of gauge each interaction a little separately. So I love that you've got fired up energy, but you sort of, when you're doing the customer service, you got to kind of, some guests just want to get in and get out. Other guests want to be pampered a little bit more. Some guests are fired up and they want suggestions and they're rocking and rolling. But at day spa, I got to imagine people are pretty relaxed. I feel like they have like incense going. They have like one of those little like miniature waterfalls next to a bonsai tree in the lobby area. And so I feel like your fired up energy is, though, good and enthusiastic, and I love enthusiasm. I absolutely love it. So I think you're doing nothing wrong. I think you tell HR to tell people that you're enthusiastic. And then I think you just, you got to compromise. You got to come down and just be like, hit people, instead of people like, what up? Welcome to frickin' Burke Williams, dude. What are you here for? You got a massage booked? You got what going on? You're just going to relax and get some fruit? You can't rattle off. You got to go, hey, good afternoon. Welcome to Burke Williams. Did you book a treatment with us today? Or are you just going to be posting up chilling? Something like that. And then what you do is, to get out your energy, you just go outside, you find a wall outside in the back alley, you slap it with your palm, and you just yell, fuck, for a long time at the top of your lungs. Have your outlet. What do you think, Aaron?
I mean, I think it's probably kind of warm in there at the day spa.
Yeah.
You're jacked on this hot coffee. I think take it down to one shot.
It's true. Less
Maybe
espresso
go
is a
iced.
good call.
Maybe go iced.
Yeah, let it last
I
longer.
don't know what
Enjoy
your
it.
commute is like. If it's a cold commute, if it's on public transpo, where you'd rather have some warm.
I imagine him just power walking in jean shorts to work.
That's entirely possible too. But I think anywhere you go, think of it this way. Anywhere you go, if you see the staff sweating, are you relaxed? Or are you like, did some chaos just happen?
Yeah. That's a great call.
Did this guy literally just put out a fire?
It's a great call.
Yeah.
Aaron's making great calls here. Oh, let's do one more than bone out, dude.
And I've sweated plenty.
Yeah, you're sweating a lot. That's an indicator. You can't be sweating too much. If someone's sweating too much, dude. Dude, my buddy Kyle one time, not my boy Kyle Thomas, another dude. Love my boy Kyle Thomas, dude's a beast. What up? Another buddy of mine, Kyle, dude. One time he wanted to collaborate on a movie idea, and he was just sweating so hard while talking about it. Immediately I was like, I don't trust anything he's saying. Can't be sweating too much unless you're in the gym. Don't be sweating too much at work, dude. All right, here we go, dude. Never let him see you sweat. That's a saying. All right, Strider, freaking what up, dude? Also, big shout out to Aaron for the absolute legend on the sticks. Hell yeah.
Thank you.
I'm a big fan of the pod, and I'm also a tall, lanky dude who enjoys height and tearing up the volleyball court. Here we go. In your opinion, what's more stoke-inducing? Stuff blocking the shit out of someone or running a beastly middle one and putting the ball straight down? Ooh. Neither of which are as stoke-inducing as dominating and pinning your dad, but would love to hear your thoughts. Also, big shout out to my homies Gabe, Carter, and Steen, who are all fellow Danktorians. Not a typo. His name is actually Steen. All right, dude, friggin' late. Ryan Narwald. Love it. Shout out for his boys, and a great question. I mean, we need more write-ins like this, Ryan. And I love that your name's Nar, dude. Narwhal, dude. All right, dude. Aaron, you're a volleyball player, so I'd like to hear you weigh in on this too. I mean, I gotta tell you, a stuff block feels fantastic if it's like a solo block, But dude, I like to run the 3, which is a little bit farther away. I'm sort of like drifting and floating in the air, just hanging up there, and then the setter pushes it to me nicely. So I know I'm not quite answering, but it gives me that sensation of, and then just hammering it straight down. Is such a great call, just because as a 1, dude, you're running that quick hit, and you can really hit it 5-foot line and just really watch that thing bounce and turn around, just look at your teammate, and just So yeah, I'm gonna go with just punishing a ball and spiking it super fucking hard and making it bounce up to the rafters. What about you, Aaron?
Yeah, I think anything spectacular you do offensively is always going to outweigh defense.
Yeah.
Even though defense is very important.
Yes.
But I think, yeah, if you're crushing a home run, you're spiking the ball straight down on somebody, like that's where it's at.
I agree. And just like our dank off list, we're not hating on a stuff block, because when someone tries to rip it and you just hear that boom, 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 that real quick block, oh, it feels so nice. It hits the ground before your feet do because you're elevating so high. Oh, beautiful sensation. And it's been a beautiful podcast. And Aaron, you're an absolute legend, a beautiful man. Guys, I'm fired up. Dude, we got another one in the books. I always love a good dank off, dude. Freaking just fired up, dude. Thanks to Haver Supply, dude, for being beasts. And, any questions, comments, suggestions, shout outs, just email me, StriderWilsonShreds@gmail.com. Also, get on the Patreon, dude. I'm going to be doing AMAs. I'm going to be going live on the January 27th, just answering questions, whatever, just kicking it. So hop on there. I'm posting quick dank facts and just check it out. So just keep being beasts, and I'll catch you dankatorians on the next ones, dude. All right, freaking lit.